this episode on Sailing Popao.
It's Valentine's Day and I'm going to take Jessie on a little Valentine's date.
It's raining, I don't want to go crabbing.
It's Valentine's Day, it'll be romantic.
So my theory has some merit by the looks of it.
278 kilos, with 10 guineas to buy, 2 guineas to get cut up, and it's not worth a crack. He bounced off. Death row meal. Coming up. Story of our Iluka life. Look at that. Woo. It's going to be heavy to pull up in a minute.
And we're going to go put the crab pots in now. So, just getting them all ready. We've got to put the engine back on the tender. Michael's just spent last 20 minutes re-rigging the crab pots because you've got to have different information on it. What did you have to change?
Different rules in Queensland and New South Wales. Obviously the number of pots, you're allowed 4 per person there. New South, you're allowed 2 per person. So I was just, and the labelling is different as well. So I had to re-label the floats, do up a few holes. New South Wales, you can put weights on the rope so it sinks, which you should do anyway because it doesn't, people don't run over them. And I had to tie up a lot of shark holes from Queensland.
They're looking a bit worse for wear, these crab pots.
Yeah.
These are the cheapies, so I guess if you don't use them very often, they're fine, but ours sit in the sun, so...
Next time we'll buy the proper
better quality ones.
Crab pot for life stuff. But then, you know, people steal them and had 9 pots and we're down to 3.
One was our fault. Lesson learnt. Got trapped under the log. And we couldn't get in because there's crocs everywhere there. And then the other 4 actually just got stolen.
Put the bait in. It's the striped tuna that we caught on the passage yesterday. Perfect, oily, smelly. It's going to be amazing, hopefully. You put the bait on the bottom and make sure that the pot lands flat on the bottom, because if it's upside down they can just crawl on top of the trap and just chew it from the top. It's a 4-entry crab pot, so it doesn't matter as much, but if you've got a 2-entry, I like to... Crabs are super lazy, they move with the tide, they feed at night usually. At least that's what I believe. And you want to keep the entrances, make it easy for them to come in, so you don't want to put it like that where they're going to come down with the flow of the current and then just go, oh, how do I get in? So I always like to face them in the direction. Another, I don't know how much wood. Oh no, disgusting. Oh, and look, I found the other clip.
Take him anywhere.
Oh no, I didn't find the other clip. Freaking disaster. This thing is determined to cover me in blood.
So excited about a pie. I feel like, no offense Queensland, but your pie shops just suck. And that is a challenge. If you know a good pie shop in Queensland, please put it in the comments below, because they've got to be near the water, okay? But we went to a bunch and we just gave up in the end because, yeah, they were not very good. What? There's a crab pot right there. Sneaky, sneaky. This guy has put his crab pot in. The same colour as the trees. We know they put a crab pot right on top of his. We don't want that. So maybe just up here. Not a good sign.
Well, it's either a very good sign or not a good sign that the pros are in here. They obviously come up here. They look happy.
Yeah, so that guy, I don't know if you saw at the end of that clip, he looked angry. He was scary, wasn't he? He's a pro crabber. You can tell they've got like the do you have commercial numbers on that boat?
Yeah,
They got the commercial rego, and they've also got like all the gear, flat bottom barge usually, and like, yeah, he had his fishing gear on, but he looks so unimpressed to see us coming out of there. He's probably either A, thinking we've just raided his pots, or B, that, yeah, we're like gonna catch his crabs. So luckily we've just put them in. What's the time? We'll have to come back tomorrow before he comes back.
some people just steal your pots or raid them, which is the most un-Australian, disgusting act.
Un-Australian. It's just scum of the earth. Pot raiders. So he's probably looking at us thinking we raided his pots, and we're looking at him thinking he's gonna take our pots.
It's a massive fine.
It's pretty funny.
It's a massive fine for raiding, tampering with other people's fishing equipment.
Yeah.
Like,
the really good thing about the Clarence River is they really value travelling yachties. So actually jetties and docks and stuff like this everywhere, the whole way up the river, and it just makes it so much easier and inviting to get off the boat, go into their towns and spend money. So it's a really good way for them to put some money back into their little communities, and yeah, always more than happy to support it. And I can smell the fish and chips, and it smells friggin' amazing right now.
fish and chips instead?
I don't know, I don't know, fish and chips or a pie. But I want to go into town as well. It's just tough decisions. They even have bins right here.
I think we're just being over paranoid.
What did you just say, Michael? Not one boat tied up.
I said, oh look, not one boat's locked up. And she's like, oh, I think we're just being over paranoid. Walk up to put something in the bin, there's a sign there about stolen in the middle of the day.
Off that jetty.
A fuel tank too, the one thing, the motor and the fuel tank.
Oh. Scum.
More scum. Same people that steal crab, check crab, other people's crab.
Well, Michael laughed at me when I said, I wonder if the pie shop's even open today. Didn't you, Michael?
Yeah, and of course it's open, but it shuts.
It shuts. The whole town is shut. There's nothing open. I just checked Google and the pie shop's open till 1, and it's like 12:56 now.
That's how you know you're going to get a quality pie.
Quality pie and a day pies. We're rushing, trying to get there. Oh no. Well, that was a massive disappointment. We can cross that one off the list. We got to the bakery, it was completely shut. No pies in sight. So we made the fatal mistake. Instead of walking back to the fish and chip co-op, which smelt amazing, we ended up going to IGA because we were so hungry. We got some pies there and they were terrible. I mean, they're fine, but when you're expecting the bakery pie, they just do not cut it. Anyway, we'll be back.
I don't want to sit on top of all the batteries. I don't want to sit next to the mast.
It is wild out there, guys. Oh. It is blowing, raining and storming hard.
Whoa.
Oh, that was crazy.
It says it's 9 knots at fucking pilot station. Very miserable day today. Blowing 25 to 30 knots. Raining, but it's Valentine's Day and I'm going to take Jessie on a little Valentine's date. Where are we going, Jess? She's enjoying a lazy rain day.
It's raining, I don't want to go crabbing.
It's Valentine's Day, it'll be romantic. Anyway, time to launch a tender and bring those poor crabs out of this cold, horrible weather. Give them a nice warm bath, so let's have a look. Happy Valentine's Day! Oh. Here we go.
Little babies.
It's legal. No bait, no crab.
Well, Jessie's spot wins again, hey?
Probably the bait's gone there.
Oh!
Nice one!
Crab rape, there's 2 there. because apparently the crabs don't like the fresh water, so instead of going right up the river, which we usually do because of that rain, we're thinking that maybe the crabs, like, they avoid that fresh water.
They go into deeper, saltier water.
That is a solid crab.
I reckon
even for New South.
He looks pretty empty though.
That is a good
It's a huge crab. Oh, he doesn't look too green actually.
He's got,
Nice crab.
yeah, and look, he's got that big mark on the back too, that only the big ones seem to get, like that real big dent. Oh, he's got a few. We're on the crab! That is definitely one of our best New South Wales muddies. That thing is solid. Threw that one back.
Yeah.
Good crab. Hard?
Yeah, hard enough. I've been practicing tying these without flipping them for a whole season now. You put your dominant foot, you get a piece of string here about 1 meter long, go under your foot, under the shell, above the legs, and
Oh,
under the claw there. You just kind of make sure you force it in, and you leave it about pretty short there. And then you go around this side, under the shell, under the claw. Geez, that claw's been smashed. It's gonna be gross. Oh, look, his claw's just busted. You pull that down.
I wonder if that little crab did that.
So you got this small side, then you got this big side here. And you go under the back flipper on that side, under the back flipper on this side. This rope's a bit short for that size crab, but pull it all tied in here like this. Tie one granny knot. This is where that toe comes in handy. You hold it.
Is it a reef knot now with the 2 knots?
That's just a single reef knot. Well, granny knot, I guess. Do another one. I didn't leave enough rope for this one. Kind of tied, but look at his claw. He's been fighting.
Alright, it's theory time. It's very shallow in here, Michael.
It is.
Michael put more bait in them yesterday without me. I would not have picked this spot. Anything?
No.
Empty. So there you have it. My new crabbing theory. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but yeah, when it rains, I think a bit further down river, they seem to be in that deeper water. Maybe the salt water doesn't get in the shallows as much. You know, that rainwater just sort of sits in here.
Probably. Alright, we'll go chuck this back in there.
I don't know.
Big buck
Put
channel.
your crab theories below. Be good to hear what people think. I know that after rain, like, the crabbing is meant to be better, which it is. That's a good crab. Very happy we got 2 today. One big one and one just standard New South size. So go put this one. We've still got a little bit of bait left in it. We'll just go chuck that one in the channel. We might have to go fishing, catch some bait.
More bait.
So you can really see why mangrove systems are so important. It's so calm in here, and you would not know that it's blowing 30 knots. And it's just starting to pick up now that we're leaving, but those mangrove systems are so important in stopping the coastal erosion, and you can see why yachties bring their yachts in here for cyclones, because it's dead calm in there. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, there's breakwalls all through the river, and you can't actually see a lot of them at high tide, and if that water's dirty, you could easily run into them. To show you how much tide pumps in this river, that's what a lot of this chop is. Wind against tide at the moment. See the line here where it's starting to run out, pushing against the blue ocean water that's come in at the top of that tide.
Tied to that rope.
What did you just say, Michael?
We're Iluka residence now. There's not a single window.
Michael just looks at me really sadly and goes, "There's no window anymore to get out of here." Yeah, that's why I was saying.
Just blows south like the whole
About-
coast.
That's why I was saying maybe we just put the boat on the mooring for a week or two and go home.
Absolutely pissing down.
Oh, stop the rain! So much rain.
Crazy. Solar is not doing too well.
We'd heard the local museum had plenty of fishing history, so we thought we'd check it out and finally get one of those delicious Iluka pies along the way.
This guy running around at Iluka Beach, and they carried it a mile to the deeper water on the Clarence River. It took them 5 months.
It did a lot tougher back then, look at that.
It's massive.
Grandma claims the house next door. And, so her and
It's
the mate
huge.
were upstairs looking through the bedroom window watching, you know.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
cute.
they said, come up. So here
They caught this massive Queensland groper here in 1941. It was 278 kilos. They sold it to Sydney fish markets. He said, the fish retailer said, the blessed fish cost me 10 guineas to buy, 2 guineas to get cut up, and it's not worth a cracker. When cooked, it was that darned hard, my teeth bounced off it. The fisheries inspector identified the groper as a man-eater about 30 years of age. That would be so tough.
Another reason they're protected now.
Ain't worth a cracker.
Ain't worth a cracker.
Just a reel of paper with a printer.
Oh, you're kidding. That's insane.
Still pretty good image though.
Yeah, not much has changed. I mean, it has.
Just less paper.
Less paper. Well, there's something you learn every day. There's a species called coastal emus, and they used to be heavily populated on the east coast. I did not know that we had emus on the coast like that.
Well, that was a little time warp.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it's funny. What a nice old dude.
And Michael, just as we were leaving, Michael asked him about the emus, if they get any around here, because I'd never heard of coastal emus. Have you?
No.
But yeah, they said that they used to like walk around through town here and people would curse them because their eggs would
They'd be mowing the lawn and run
them
them over with a lawnmower and splatter
Yeah.
egg all over themselves.
Now we're gonna go get our pie that we missed out on the other day.
Emu pie.
Emu pie. Yeah, what happened to all the emus? Got the pie. Good, Michael? So much better than the RGA
better
one.
than the RGA pie.
What'd you get? Chicken mushroom?
Steak mushroom.
Steak mushroom. And this is a chicken curry, which is amazing. Pie envy?
Yeah. So we've just been hiding in Iluka actually. It's been blowing its balls off like 30 knots every day, heaps of rain, but we've been getting heaps of crabs. We've got 5 nice muddies, this being one of the better ones. Ooh, feisty little. And
Still can't tie a crab.
oh, he's tied. But so tonight we're going to cook Dan Hong's garlic butter mud crab, just as already cringing because of the amount of calories she's about to ingest, but it's amazing. And you don't have to eat all the sauce. So
I won't be.
anyway, we've cut up 2 of the smaller crabs already, and I've got this big one here. It's a good crab. He's been fighting this one. You can see his claws all damaged. I don't think you're going to be able to salvage much meat out of that, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm going to kill him quickly. While I do that, I'm going to pull the flap back and just cut the brains like up in here. We've tried putting him in the freezer. We don't have much freezer space and it takes ages, and they're still moving after like an hour anyway, so I just do a quick knife to the head, just like a fish. See in there, the claws all damaged. I'll just pull the flap back there, knife in. Done. And you just grab the shell here, and you separate this half, just like that. one whole half right there.
And it's raining again.
And then the other side, same thing again. Grab the shell, back quarter of the body, just push it forward. Done. And you get the head here. Get the body with the claws. Do all the fingers. Dan Hong is a very well-known Sydney chef, specialising in Chinese food.
And fat stuff.
It's, yeah, I don't think I've cooked anything of his that is healthy, but it is delicious. Anyway, so we've got 3 mud crabs here that we've broken down. We've had the big boy and 2 little ones, and we've broken them all down, smashed the shells up. We've kept the top part of the head here for like decoration, and you keep all this, he calls it head cheese.
Disgusting.
I don't like the name of, but that really adds a lot of flavour to the sauce. So what we have here basically is some fresh water, just getting on the boil there. He uses powdered kombu powder, but I'm going to use this liquid stuff that we have. This is amazing. It's like liquid MSG. It's like crack in a bottle. But yeah, just put a few glugs of that in here, just to season the sauce, season the water that it boils in. That's going to be the stock, the base of the sauce. So right now I'm just bringing this water and kombu to boil, which it is, and I will add the crab in for about 5 minutes. To add the biggest parts first. You ready?
Yep.
We'll go with the claw first. So I've pre-cracked them all too, so the sauce can get right in there. Chuck the claws in, some body bits.
Body bits.
Bits of the body. So that's been cooking for about 5 minutes. You don't want to overdo it because it cooks pretty fast, and we're going to chuck it back in after. So I'm going to transfer all the crab pieces into this bowl. Got all this yummy crab stock that we're not going to waste. I'm just going to strain all the bits of stuff that's fallen out. Try not to burn myself. Put a little splash of peanut oil in there, and then I'll relight the stove.
This is the fun part.
Haha! Take that.
Yeah, you're getting it 18 months later. No, 2 years. You're getting there.
Right, so I've got that in there, a bit of peanut oil. Now we're going to add the butter. You don't want to burn the butter or the garlic. The 200 grams of butter and about 10 cloves of roughly chopped garlic. So I'm just going to just cook it up a little bit. You don't want to just go nuts on it and cook all the flavour out. So I'll put a link to Honkster's Instagram. You can actually check out his full recipe. As you can imagine, it smells freaking amazing. I remember eating this meal years ago when I was a kid, and I could never replicate it, and I never thought that I'd be able to do it until I tried this recipe.
Where'd you eat it? In Australia or Hong Kong?
Add the delicious stock that we cooked all the crab in. Oh, look at that.
What's in that pot?
That's the boiling water for the noodles that I should probably turn on.
Go on, Michael. So confident that you've got your stove license. Show us how it's done.
You and I both know that the little burner's the sticky one. There you go.
No, you
Take that.
got it. Nice.
So these are little egg noodles I'm throwing in there. A little bit of salt and sugar to taste. So you can see here that the butter and the stock are not combined. That's what the corn flour does. It'll bring them together once you mix that through. But this is where you want to get the sauce tasting right first before you add everything else. Pretty bland at the moment.
Pretty bland. More salt, more sugar.
I've just pulled out the egg noodles, rinsed them under cold water to stop them cooking, and now I'm just going to drain them in here. They're good to go. The sauce is tasting amazing. I've got the corn flour here that I'm just going to add a bit of water to. I've put about 2 tablespoons of corn flour in here. This will emulsify the sauce and bring the stock and the butter and everything together. It has to be boiling for it to work, so just add little bits at a time so you get the right consistency, like a thick sloppy gravy. Right, so I end up adding probably about 4 tablespoons of cornstarch slurry into there because I think I used too much of the stock, but that just means more sauce, and it's just reduced down. That's pretty nice now, I think. Nice and a bit runny, a bit thick. I'm going to add the crab in and that'll thicken even more. And then stir it around and we're good. I'm just going to add a little bit of sesame oil and a little splash of Chinese rice wine. Death row meal. Coming up.
That's mine with the veggies.
There's mine. See veggie.
Noodles. Breaking all the rules here, Michael.
Eating mud crab inside.
Yeah.
Well,
It's dangerous.
Smash the shells. Look at this. This is a death row meal, by the way.
This is a heart attack in a crab claw.
Look at that. It's just like, it's like a crab fountain. Look.
Alright, eat the damn crab.
How can that not be delicious? Look at that. Oh man. So good. Diet starts tomorrow. Or until it's finished.
Until you have a heart attack.
Join us next episode.
We're getting the hell away from this big storm cell. Oh, nice dolly.
Maybe regretting our decision.
Gusting up to about 30, it's crumbling all around us, and we had our top speed before.
All ships. This is sailing vessel Popao.
The most stressful night sail we've ever had.
I thought we'd try a sweet chili mud crab pizza.
G'day everyone.
G'day guys, thank you so much for all your support. We've been overwhelmed with the amount of orders we've got on the merch.
Yeah, if you haven't already got some, head on over to sailingpopao.com to check it out.
Also, just wanted to say another huge thank you to all our patrons out there. Your support is amazing.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, and see you on the next one.
See you next episode. How'd you pop the tender? I just pulled my bag.
Holy